going on, guys? Another episode of Domsham Fishing, and today I'm talking about crappie fishing. Now here in the northern state of Minnesota, you cannot go bass fishing until like May, unless you want to drive all the way out to like, South Dakota and whatever and go fishing, which I personally don't do that often. I go a couple times, so not much. So main part of my spring fishing is crappie fishing. And with the lakes opening up soon and crappie fishing going to be in my videos, I wanted to talk to you guys about how to crappie fish. I did a video like this last year, but it wasn't the greatest. I learned a lot of new things since then, and I wanted to relay those facts to you guys. So here's my crappie fishing box. It's not a whole lot. I don't go crappie fishing that much. I only do it in the springtime, but it's enough to get me through those 2 months that I have to crappie fish. So as you guys can see, there's not a whole lot in here. I mean, I have a decent amount, but really I don't have that much. So we're gonna start off with the stuff that I use that you could be using. So the main part is just, well, there goes a bobber, but tubes. Tubes are the best thing I think for crappie fishing. I don't know, it's me personally. Tubes or a minnow works perfectly, or both. But then also I just started out trying these this past this year. I'm gonna try them out, at least I should say. But I picked up these from Cabela's. They're these little tiny flukes that are used to put on jigs for crappies, and I just thought, why not give it a shot, open up my versatility. And then also one thing that I love using is just a little twister tail like this. Now for a twister tail like this, I'm either going to be using a round head jig or one of these jigs that I make that's called a teardrop jig, because it has this hook keep, this bait keeper on there. It's really nice, it works great. But that's pretty much what I use for that. And then for a tube like this, I'm just going to be using a standard tube jig, which just your every old tube jig. Put that inside there under a bobber and be good. For crappie fishing, I highly recommend using a slip bobber like this over a normal standard kind of bobber where you snap it on, just because a lot of times for crappie fishing you want to have that where it goes down, especially if you're fishing in deeper water like 10 feet and you have to get down at least 5 feet. You're not going to want to be casting with that 5 feet out there. So using a slip bobber makes it easy, because that bobber goes down. You can reel up these little things, not that, but you can reel up these little things up inside there, which are the bobber stops, and those can just stay on your line and you don't have to worry about your casting being affected because you're fishing deeper water. Now getting onto the rod, reel, and line setup that I have for crappie fishing. This is an M&M Bass and TV special rod. I made this rod last year when my channel is called M&M Bass and TV, and now I changed the title of the name of my channel, but it still has that name on there. I made this rod in class last year, and I actually haven't even been able to really use it, just because I've been waiting for the epoxy to dry, because I completely messed up on the epoxy. Of course, right when I try edit or making a video, there's a stupid cop. Alright, I think we're in the clear now, but like I was saying, I made this rod last year and it's gonna work really nice. It's like a 6, let's see, there's the specs on it. It's a 6.6 moderate rod. You're supposed to be using 6 to 12 pound line, but I have 4 pound on here. It works just fine. The rod's not affected by it, but the tip on this thing, I think this is a glass rod, I'm pretty sure, because it bends all the way down, and it's like this super bendy rod. Even down here at the butt section, it bends a little bit, so I'm pretty sure it's a glass rod, but it's gonna work really nice for crappie fishing, I feel like, just because, it's really sensitive and I can cast these light things. There's another one coming, are you serious? But like I was saying, I have that, and then I have 4 pound line on here, just because the 4 pound line, super light, which is something you want for crappie fishing. One, because you really don't want that heavier line. It's crappie, it's not a big 20 pound bass that you're trying to catch here, so don't worry about going overkill on the line. 4 pounds plenty tough to pull in a little 1 pound crappie. And then I have this reel right here. This reel is super old. It's like one of my first reels I ever got. I think it was the second reel I ever got, and it's old, dirty. I don't know if you guys can see all the dirt and all that on there. It is dirty, really. It's not the greatest reel, but it's a small reel, which is what I wanted. because that small line, I don't want a huge reel, because then I have to put more line on there just to get it to be up at the top and be the optimal casting. And on here I'll show you guys the rig that I have tied on that I'm probably going to be using most of the time for crappie fishing. I just have, like I said, this little teardrop jig with this little fluke style on there, and then I have it under a slip bobber, and then like I said, I got the little thing on the line so that way the bobber, you know, hits that and then stops. So that's pretty much what I got here for you guys. If you guys have any further questions about crappie fishing, leave that in the comments down below. And then also, if you guys have any other tips that maybe I didn't say in the video, leave that down below as well, because like I said, like I've said before, I should say, I'm just a beginner fisherman just like you guys. I'm still learning. I'm not no professional out there, so if you guys have any further tips for me, let me know down in the comments down below. If you guys want to see plenty of crappie fishing videos this year, leave a like, and then also if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.